Hello guys, this is Vilisink, and in today's video I wanted to talk about some of my favourite champions in all of Raid Shadow Legends. There's obviously a lot of very good champions, but we're just going to cover some of the ones that are my absolute favourites. So, first things first, this is in no certain order, this is just champions that I really like and have for a long time. Now, Seer, I pulled Seer probably like 4 or 5 months in. Well, it took me a little bit to fully understand the kit, and since then she's just got better and better. This is the gear she has on, that's subject to change. So I think I want to rebuild it, make it just a bit quicker. But I love her mainly because of Karma Burn, which removes all buffs from allies and enemies that attacks. Damage increases according to the number of buffs removed. Increased chance to sleep per debuff or buff removed. Oh, buff, sorry. She's absolutely one of my favourite champions. She is a nuking machine. Increases her crit, puts up a weaken. You can also grant herself an extra turn. You put her in Relentless. Make her fast. She's kind of unstoppable. She was somebody I pulled very early on and I've used her so much. Just, where's the stats? Just one of my all-time favourite champions. Like, legit, one of my most favourite champions in this game is Seer. Look at it, pull her earlier on. Like I say, I like to increase the speed a little bit. Everything else looks okay, but that's one of my all-time favourite champions in Raid Shadow Legends. Okay, another champion is someone I pulled. I will say it was a 2x on Ancients, and I think I had maybe like 12 Ancient Shards, and that's where I got a cult Brawler. Now, when I pulled him, I was ecstatic because a lot of people in my clan spoke about him. A lot of them had this champion, there's videos out. Cult Brawler's just this machine, he's using clan boss, he's killing dragons. He's messing up whoever he kind of comes into contact with. It's true, he does. By far one of my favourite champions, one of my favourite poisoners. Just somebody that I've got a lot of love for. He'll put on a poison, but he also has a pretty interesting thing here. If he's under 1 debuff, he ignores defense. If he's under 2 debuffs, champions cannot be revived if they're killed. If he's under 3 or more, it's always a crit hit, etc. So he's, apart from being a poisoner, he can get extra turn, gets more damage, can get a heal, and at the start of every turn places a poison. One of my favourite champions, a highly used poisoner, one that you will see in unkillable teams and just doing like 30-40 million damage. It's an absolute beast. Who else do I... In all fairness, I do like Alana. She's in my clan boss team just now, but on this account she was the starter champion. She was the first 60. She was the first person to get masteries. Pretty much the first person to get booked out. So yes, her 15% extra hit if it's a critical hit, and then increases crit rate if it kills a target. AoE, then AoE 2 times. Not necessarily fantastic, but for the reason of being my very first 6-star champion, she is still one of my favourites. Now, if we go back up, we're going to go to the login champion, Silly the Drakes. Now, after 180 days, Remember this, 180 days for free. No frag fusion, none of this hard work, no nothing. You get her just for 180 days. That's ridiculous, and she's so good. I've said it before, I'll say it again. She is well too good for 180 days. Far too good for that. And why, you ask? Decreased speed, AO1. Also chance decreasing the turn meter. She's got AoE 2 times with stuns. She's got revive with HP. Ally protection buff for 2 turns. And the relentless set. She's pretty much crazy. There is videos with Stu Gaming showing off Syl, so be sure to check that out. She was in a clan boss team. Now I can lower her defense, put her HP back up to like 60,000. Maybe get her some crit rate for that small bit of damage. She's not a wave clearer, she's more a support champion, just to back the team up. A carry, you could say. But she's phenomenal for a free login champion. She's got a brilliant kit. She's probably one of the best champions, if not the best champion in the game. Somebody else I pulled really early in this game. He's always been one of my favourites, regardless of the buff, regardless of what he does. In the same time when I got a cult brawler, I pulled Netheril, and Netheril was my very first legendary champion. So besides clan boss, where he fills the bar with poisons, he's one of the best CC champions in the game, bar none. I don't care who he's up against, he will hold his own. A2 attacks all enemies, 50% chance placing a stun for 1 turn, places a decreased speed debuff for 2 turns if the target isn't under a stun. So if the stun doesn't land, decreased speed will. Cool, we can slow down the enemies, slow down that waves, allow all our teammates to do what they got to do. Bat Swarm is good. 4 turn cooldown, decreases the turn meter by 75%. It's an AoE on your enemies. So before he became one of my favourite poisoners, he still is one of my favourite CCers, and all I have to do is put on gauntlets to increase his speed again, and he will be back up to where he was. But he was my very, very first legendary champion. He's someone that I'm very much fond of, and there's just not really much you can say what Netheril apart from me. He's just a great champion. A great champion. So we move down. Now, randomly, this champion is not built yet, but he's somebody I've had for a long time, somebody I've wanted to work on for a long time, because I've always liked Seeker. Like since day one. Since day one, he's been in the vault for probably longer than he should have been. And I can't really wait to get him built, because I love the fact he has a provoke for arena. I love the fact he's got a turn meter fill, increased attack, and then an extra turn. So he heals himself. It puts increased defense on all allies when he's hit. He's also one of my favourite champions. Mostly the 60s you see here, and especially War Maiden. I've said it before, so again, War Maiden, apart from maybe needing some clothes, looking like China from WWE with Darth's hair, she's one of my favourite champions because of her 75% chance when 100% booked 3 turn cooldown to place 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. Now, as a rare to have that move, she's probably one of the only, if not the only one, that can do it. Other rare champions have decreased defense, just not the big version, and this makes her god tier for a rare. Now, she's always liked this champion. I've used her since day one. It's been in arena. I've used her in the keeps. I've used War Maiden everywhere. Just absolutely love her. And apart from showing cheeks, the hair's pretty decent. Look at that attention to detail. She does need a bit of clothes, but Barbarians are known for being a little bit hot now and again. So the last one we'll go through is Rotos the Lost Groom, who I pulled from a blue shard or a normal day. Wasn't a 2x, wasn't a Rotos 10x. And he just now I used in arena. He's pretty much unbooked, and it's purely because he can get people to sit down. He lays them out. That's it. 10 count. Finished. Hits. Chance to decrease defense. Vitality Plunder. Decreases enemy max HP while increasing his own. And this one got nerfed, which means you have to do, on his A2, you have to just get 60k damage or 60k HP before the block revive works here, but he is still very much viable for Ice Golem, so please still use him if you have him, because he ignores defense, will also ignore unkillable and block damage buffs. If you, here you go, skill cannot be revived if this champion has gained the maximum amount of HP from Vitality Plunder. It's an extra turn if he kills an enemy, so extra turn from killing someone, block revive. Let's say you got your full HP. It's also ignoring defense, unkillable block damage, which means against Skull Crowns. See you later. Against Towers, bye bye. Against Crimson Helm, bye bye. Blind Seer putting block damage on everybody doesn't make a difference. Rotos going to lay your ass out. He's going to make you sit down. One of my favourite damage champions by far. Somebody who pretty much, it's arena. I have used him in Clan Boss to mess around. Like, debated giving him lifesteal gear, reflex, relentless, all these things, but one of my utmost favourite champions. He is overpowered, he is a bit broken, but he is fantastic to use. Yes, he hits one person, but without a decreased defense, I can still one-shot a lot of champions. Like, I'm talking a lot of champions. And because I kill someone with that, it grants him an extra turn, which could then put you here. And I've went A3, A1, 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 A2. It's been ridiculous. Or on auto, if he goes to his A1, I've seen him get 4 or 5 turns right after each other. It's like he's running a relentless set. So that is pretty much what we're going to end on here. That's pretty much champions wise my absolute favourites, like Seer, people that have been named here. They're just a few, but pretty much they are the ultimate favourites. Be it because they're potentially used more, or it's just their gear, or it's just maybe one move like Maiden. Doesn't really matter. They're all fantastic champions. They're some of my favourite champions. I put them in any type of order. Just running through a couple that I truly enjoy and I've enjoyed for a long time. Guys, thanks for watching. Please leave a like on the video, comment and subscribe. Subscribing is free, so please hit that button. Please also like the video. It helps me out a bunch. It would mean the absolute world to me if we could get a few more subscriptions under the belt. It would absolutely mean the world to me. Guys, I love doing this stuff for you. Stay safe and I'll see you soon.